Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Mustang Field. My name is Mark Barchi, the voice of the Mustangs, and we are picking up this game in the middle of the first inning. We got a little bit of a slow start here with some equipment connection issues, but we are now online, and we'll let our friends in the ballpark here know. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have friends and family who are not able to join us in person for this afternoon's game, we are now live streaming on YouTube. The channel name is Wekiva Sports. So send them a message right now and let them know that they can pull up the YouTube app on their favorite computer, smart TV, or mobile device, search for Wekiva Sports, and it should come right up. Again, YouTube channel Wekiva Sports. So once again, welcome to that channel, and we will be getting going with the bottom of the first in just a moment. As we enter the bottom of the first inning, leadoff hitter for the Mustangs, number 21, the second baseman, Vasquez. Vasquez advances to first. Next to the plate for the Mustangs, designated hitter number 16, Malachi Hepburn. Ball is ruled foul. That'll bring up a 3-1 count. I'm still trying to get the strikes button to work on the scoreboard controller, which is being stubborn today. Next at the plate for the Mustangs, left fielder number 15, Zapata. Williams picks up the strike, and again, still struggling to get that strikes button to work on my scoreboard controller here, so strikes count is not going to be accurate. Play is made at first. Next at the plate, third baseman, number 18, Adrian Bandana. Two strikes for Bandana, bring up an 0-2 count. One and two with the runner on second. Nice cut, but it is a foul tip, strike three, and that takes us to the end of the first inning. In that half inning, the Mustangs scored no runs on no hits with one night error, leaving one on base, and the score remains 6-0 at the end of one inning. We'll be right back. Play is made in left field by Zapata. One away for the Knights. Next at the plate, designated hitter number 7, Alex Gonzalez. So we're going to change the batter to Gonzalez and put an out on the board. That one is going out of play. Puts a strike on the board, or at least it would if my strikes button were working. Going for third, and the play is there. Lugo picks up the RBI. Next at the plate for the Knights, second baseman number 2, Ian Satterwhite. Two-one count at the plate. Hoping that my strikes button starts working at some point. And a wild pitch, but no one on to take advantage of it. Brings up a 3-1 count. Satterwhite walks to first. Next to the plate for Ocoee, center fielder, number 12, Braden Evans. Evans picks up a base for himself and advances Satterwhite to second. Runners at 1 and 2 now for left fielder number 10, Jordan Jackson. Jackson picks up the RBI as Satterwhite comes home. Runners at 1 and 2 now. Next at the plate, catcher number 5, Alston Watts. And we've got some official discussion here. High ball brings up a 3-0 count. Excuse me, 3-1 count. Ah, my strikes button started working again. Fouled out of play. That one goes into the softball field, bringing up a full count. So Wilkerson is now battled back from 3-0 to 3-2. Runners at 2 and 3. Ocoee up 8-0 here in the top of the second at Mustang Field. Again, welcome to the ballpark. We got started a little bit late today. Well, the game got started on time. The broadcast got started a little bit late, having some Wi-Fi connectivity problems out here at the ballpark. But we found an alternative, and now finally we get the walk picked up as Alston Watts advances to first on the walk. Next at the plate for the Knights, shortstop number 17, Zach Allen. First pitch is inside for ball 1. Second pitch is outside and low as the curve drops a little too fast for ball 2. One and two count at the plate for Allen. He'll swing at that one. And Wilkerson records the swinging strikeout, and that will take us to the middle of the second inning. In that half inning, the Knights scoring 2 runs on 1 hit with 1 Mustang error, leaving 3 on base. And the score now 8-0 at the end of an inning and a half. We'll be right back. The play is made in left field for the Knights by Jackson. 1 away for the Mustangs. Next to the plate for Wekiva, catcher number 2, Josiah McCoy. Play is made to Lugo for the 4-3 ground out, 2 away for the Mustangs. Next at the plate for Wekiva, right fielder, number 14, Greg Jones. Oops. Williams records a swinging strikeout, and that takes us to the end of the second inning. In that half inning, the Mustangs go 3 up and 3 down. No runs scored on no hits, with no Knights errors, leaving none on base, and the score remains 8-0 at the end of 2. We'll be right back. The Knights begin the third inning in the first position of their lineup with pitcher number 8, Tyrell Williams. Foul out play made by the Mustangs. 1 away for the Knights. Next at the plate, third baseman number 16, Connor Bent. And he'll start with a strike. Bent singles with a runner on first. Next up for the Knights, number 7, the designated hitter, Alex Gonzalez. Low ball at the plate. The high curve drops inside for another ball. Gonzalez thought he had a walk there, but it is called a strike at the last moment. So Wilkerson staying alive here. Goes for the bottom corner of the strike zone and catches him looking to pick up strike 2, but then we have a stolen base, and so that'll now put a runner on second. Pitch away, chops at that one, and it's going to be a ground ball toward right field. That's good for a single. Gonzalez with a single grounder into right center field. He's safe at first, and that puts runners at 1 and 3 now. Next at the plate will be first baseman number 13, Zale Lugo. First pitch away, it's low and outside, gets past the catcher, and that's going to score a run as Bent comes home. You can probably hear the wind whistling in my headset. I do have a windscreen on, but it is a strong breeze today, and I'd be real surprised if we see any go over the back fence, because that is coming right toward us. Again, we want to welcome you to Mustang Field. For those of you just joining us, my name is Mark Barchi, the voice of the Mustangs and Sports Information Director here at Wekiva High School.
Good job, Ray.
Pick up a called strike at the plate to bring up a 1-1 count. Also want to give special recognition to Keith Dickerson and his broadcast production program helping us today and all of our broadcasts, and that's going to be a fair grounder into left field. Alex Gonzalez scores on the RBI single grounder by Lugo. Next at the plate for for Ocoee. Number 11, checking into the lineup, Damien Topley. And we'll pause here for a conference. And we're going to bring out a new pitcher. Now pitching for the Mustangs, number 16, Malachi Hepburn. We also want to recognize our participants from the broadcast production program. Your broadcast director for today's game is Frederica Sannon, and your camera operator, Bailey Thomas. both participants in the broadcast production program here at Wekiva High School, and they really do make all the difference. Yet last season we were able to do a couple of baseball and softball games by tethering a webcam to a laptop, which was a kind of sort of okay experience, but not really what we wanted to bring you. Baseball and softball are really two of the most difficult sports to shoot just because of the sheer area that you have to cover. Requires at least 2 camera angles in order to do it any good at all, and we still end up with a couple of blind spots. But we've been experimenting with camera positioning over the course of the season. I think we got a pretty good read on it today with getting an elevated camera up in the press box to handle the infield and outfield, and then continuing, of course, to have our backstop, which of course has to shoot through chain link, which makes everything harder. But we want to thank Mr. Dickerson and all of his students for the support they've provided us this season. Once again now at the plate, Damien Topley. So this is a new entry into the lineup. This is a substitute that was not in the original starting 9, and the first pitch is going to be a low ball. Chopping at this one, it's going to go fair. Should be a 5-3, but it's overthrown. Topley is safe at second on the Mustangs throw. Next to the plate for Ocoee, number 3, Ryan Braun. Fastball is outside. 3 balls on the scoreboard now. And an outside ball. Jackson walks to first. And that will load up the bases for the Knights. Next at the plate for Ocoee, catcher number 5, Alston Watts. That pitch was well inside. In fact, so far inside it went behind the back of Watts. Nice work, though, by the Mustangs keeping that from going wild, because that could have been disaster with the bases loaded. Second pitch away. This one will get a chop, and it is going to go just foul of the third base line to bring up a 1-1 count. Another chop. That's going to go out of play towards softball. 1-2 coming up at the plate for Watts. High and inside to bring up 2-2. Watts chops away to stay alive, sending it a foul of the third base line. And I think that one might have got a piece of Watts. Watts advances to first, and that will automatically score a run for the Knights as Lugo comes home. Next to the plate for Ocoee, shortstop number 17, Zach Allen. High and inside for ball 1. Allen chops that one and fouls it to the backstop, bringing up a 1-1 count. That one's going high, falling toward territory where the Mustangs can make a play. And they do. Fly catch is made by the Mustangs. And that will take us to the middle of the third inning. Okay, so what As we enter the bottom of the third inning, the Mustangs will start in the 8th position of their lineup with first baseman number 10, Ian Rosado. Two and one count at the plate. Fourth pitch away. And that one's going to be called an outside ball. 3-1. Excuse me, 3-2. And now Rosado swinging at that one will be retired. Williams records the swinging strikeout. One away for the Mustangs. Next to the plate for the Mustangs, center fielder, number 8, Goodwin. Excuse me, I meant to say number 1, Goodwin. His position is 8, the center fielder. Swinging strike. Goodwin wanted to bunt that one real hard, and so he'll get called for the strikeout. Williams records another strikeout, 2 away now for the Mustangs. Next up, Wekiva returns to the top of their lineup with second baseman, number 21, Vasquez. Vasquez chops at that one to stay alive with a 1-2 count. And a rare slip up there. Williams puts that one in the dirt and brings up a 2-2 count. Vasquez is caught looking, and that will take us to the end of the third inning. 3 up and 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left on base as the score remains 11-0 at the end of the third inning. We'll be right back. The Knights begin the fourth inning in the first position of their lineup with pitcher number 8, Tyrell Williams. And Williams opens up with a 1-1 count. A ball in the dirt and then a foul away down the third base line. Low outside ball brings up a 2-1 count. That is going to stay inside the park. No, it's not either. It drops just on the other side of the fence. And so that'll bring up a 2-2 count. Hepburn puts the pitch into the dirt. Would have been a walk anyway, and the Mustangs are able to get it under control before he gets any extra bases. So with a runner on first, next at the plate for Ocoee, third baseman, number 16, Connor Bent. And he'll start with an inside called strike. Low outside ball brings up a 1-1 count. Called strike 2. Chops at that one, and that one's going to be live. Going as a grounder to center field, just out of reach of the Mustangs. And that's going to get a couple of bases. Nearly gets more as the Mustangs struggle to get it under control in the infield. Bent with a double grounder into center field. He's safe at first, or second rather. Williams at third. Next at the plate for Ocoee, designated hitter, number 7, Alex Gonzalez. And he chops at the very first pitch. It's going to go fair. Fly catch is made for the Mustangs by Vasquez. One away for Ocoee. Next at the plate for the Knights, first baseman, number 13, Zara Lugo. And he will open with a strike. High fastball. And then it brings up a 2-1 count. For those of you just joining us, again, welcome to Mustang Field. My name is Mark Bargee, the voice of the Mustangs and Sports Information Director here at Wekiva High School. As we get a swinging strike there to bring up a 2-2 count. I am joined today by Bailey Thomas, your videographer for the high camera. And also Frederica Sannon, who is here with me on ground level, directing the broadcast. Lugo chops at that one and sends it into the crowd over the backstop. That keeps us at a full count. And a high fastball will walk the batter. Lugo advances to first on the walk, and that loads the bases for number 2, the second baseman, Ian Satterwhite. And we'll start with a called strike. A low pitch chopped away, and that gets just past the first baseman. It's going to score a run. Satterwhite with the grounder into right field will pick up an RBI. The bases remain loaded, and next up is number 3, Ryan Braun. So Braun, you'll recall, checked into the lineup last inning, and he remains in the lineup for the 4th. Super high wild pitch, and that's going to score a run. So Ocoee now with a 13-0 lead. If they pick up 2 more and the Mustangs are unable to respond, then we could have a short evening here. The rule in high school baseball is 15 runs in 4 innings or 10 runs in 5 innings will end the game at the end of that inning. Outside fastball for 2-0. High and outside, 3-0. Fourth pitch away. That one caught the top corner of the strike zone. Braun is caught looking there, and it brings up a 31 count. Pitch number 5 away. That one also catches the outside corner of the strike zone. And with that, Hepburn has battled his way back from a 30 count to a full count. Hepburn battles back from a 3-0 count to pick up the swinging strikeout and put 2 away for the Knights.
I remember listening to your voice in 6th grade when I used to be in middle school.
Next to the plate for Ocoee, left fielder number 10, Jordan Jackson. And he'll start things off with a called strike.
I was in 6th grade. Nice to hear your voice. I would see we would always lose a lot. I still stuck around though.
Swinging strike brings up a 2-0 count. And the Mustangs have an opportunity to retire this half inning with this pitch. Hepburn goes high and outside, 1-2. High ball brings up a 2-2 count. Well outside. And now Jackson has battled his way back to a full count. Jackson walks to first. That once again will load up the bases. And next at the plate for Ocoee, catcher number 5, Alston Watts. And we'll start with a strike. Ocoee is 3-3, Wekiva 3-4. Chops at this one, and it is going to stay fair. No, it is actually, it is caught. The Mustangs make the play in the outfield, and that will take us to the middle of the 4th inning. In that half inning, the Knights scored 2 runs to take it to a 13-run game, and that's where it stands at the end of 3.5. We'll be right back. As we enter the bottom of the 4th inning, the Mustangs begin in the 2nd position of their lineup with designated hitter number 16, Malachi Hepburn. Welcome back to Mustang Field. Mark Barchi, the voice of the Mustangs, joining you this afternoon on a beautiful Wednesday afternoon for some Mustang baseball. You probably hear the wind whistling in my headset in spite of the windscreen. It is a stiffly breezy day, but a beautiful one. Not too hot, not too cold. clear skies, and also the lights just now coming on as the sun is starting to think about setting over the football stadium next door to us, where they are also wrapping up a lacrosse game. Hepburn chops at that one, sends it into fair territory, and that is going to be a Mustang hit. Malachi Hepburn lands one in left field for a single. He's safe at first. Next at the plate for the Mustangs, left fielder, number 15, Jackson Zapata. The line out is made to Connor Bent. One away for the Mustangs. Next at the plate for Wekiva, third baseman number 18, Adrian Bandana. Hepburn getting a workout today. He didn't see that line out coming. I don't think any of the rest of us did either. And he was halfway to second base when he realized he needed to turn around. Fortunately for him, the Knights botched the throw to first, and so he was able to get back safely. Bandana pops it up. This should be a fly. And it is. The play is made in right field for the Knights. Two away for the Mustangs. Next to the plate for Wekiva, shortstop number 12, Connor Ross. Second pitch is in the dirt to bring up a 2-0 count. Ross wanted a piece of that one. Swings a little late though. Count now stands at 2-1. Chops at that one, too, for a swing and miss. Now looking at a 22 count. The Mustangs have avoided getting 15 runned, but they will need to make up at least 4 runs between the bottom of the 4th and the bottom of the 5th. Williams records the strikeout, and that takes us to the end of the 4th inning. In that half inning, the Mustangs go 3 up and 3 down. No runs scored on no hits, with no Knight errors, leaving none on base, and the score remains 13-0 at the end of 4 innings. We'll be right back. As we enter the top of the 5th inning, the Knights will begin in the 9th position of their lineup with shortstop number 17, Zach Allen, and now pitching for the Mustangs, number 11, Moya. And we'll start with a foul down the third baseline for an 0-1 count. So the Mustangs now on their third pitcher. Called strike, puts 2 on the board. Inside fastball brings up a 12 count. That is conked into fair territory. That's going to be a hit for the Knights. Allen with a single grounder into left field. He's safe at first. The Knights return to the top of their lineup with pitcher number 8, Tyrell Williams. High fastball brings up a 1-0 count. Williams chops at that one, and it is in fair territory, but it is caught. The play is made in left field for the Mustangs by Zapata. 1 away for the Knights. Next at the plate for Ocoee, third baseman, number 16, Connor Bent. And a called first strike. And Bent nearly gets hit by that one. Makes for an easy extra base for Williams, who's now at second. That one's looking to go into fair territory. It should be catchable, and it is. Fly catch was made in center field by Goodwin. 2 away for the Knights. Next at the plate for Ocoee, designated hitter, number 7, Alex Gonzalez. He chops at the very first pitch. That one is going to go fair, bounces between third and short, and it looks to be ready to score a run. Allen comes home on the RBI single from Gonzalez. Next to the plate for Ocoee, first baseman, number 13, Zale Lugo. And Lugo is caught looking for strike 1. Second pitch is in the dirt for an 11 count. For those of you just joining us, we want to welcome you to Mustang Field. My name is Mark Barchi, the voice of the Mustangs and Sports Information Director here at Wekiva High School. I am joined by Frederica Sandin, who is my broadcast director today, as this one looks to be caught, and it is. And Bailey Thomas is running your camera today. Fly catch is made in left field by Zapata, and that takes us to the middle of the fifth inning. 1 run scored on 2 hits with no Mustang errors, leaving 1 on base. And the score now 14-0 at the end of 4.5 innings. Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the middle of the 5th inning, and that means it's time for the 5th inning stretch. So stand up, stretch your legs, and join us now for Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Take me out to the ball game, take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never get back, for it's root for the Mustangs. If they don't win, it's a shame, for it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. As we enter the bottom of the 5th inning, the Mustangs begin in the 6th position of their lineup with catcher number 2, McCoy. And he'll start with a strike. Ground ball directly to the pitcher. And the play is made from Williams to Lugo for the 1-3 ground out, 1 away for the Mustangs. Next at the plate for Wekiva, right fielder number 14, Jones. We'll start with the strike. Now at the plate for the Mustangs, first baseman number 10, Ian Rosado. And the Mustangs now staring down the barrel of a short game as Rosado swings hard, cutting at strike 2. 1 more strike, and this ball game will be over as Ocoee has a greater than 10 run differential, and that is exactly what happens. That takes us to the end of the ball game. The Knights in total, 14 runs on 14 hits with 4 Mustang errors. Mustangs no runs on 1 hit with 1 Knight error. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so much for coming out to support your Mustang and Knight athletes. Special thanks also to those of you who joined us on YouTube this afternoon. We want to remind you to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. We are at Wekiva Sports on all 3 of those services. Your next chance to catch the Mustangs in action. It's going to be a while, actually. The Mustangs are off for spring break. Their next game is going to be on March 22nd. That will be the first night start in school history. It is going to be against the Tohopekaliga Tigers from Osceola County. That is, again, March 22nd at 7 o'clock. We'll be live streaming that one as well. For those of you here in the ballpark, please drive carefully and arrive home safely. Those of you listening online, please subscribe to our YouTube channel before you leave this afternoon. Thanks for tuning in, and good night from Mustang Field.